What's up, everyone? Welcome to another episode of 2M in Sweden. I'm one of your hosts of the show, Hayes, at AO Shifty, with the one, the only Steven at Steven_Springs. Steven, there's been a ton that's gone on in the world. How are you doing? How's life going? We have the college football playoffs
I
that
don't
are
want to talk about that.
finally.
I don't want to talk about that. Things are good though. We have our first swim meet this weekend from Mason. It's a whole weekend thing.
Mhm.
Penn State football lost again to Ohio State. I don't really want to talk about it.
They
I'm
ask
kind
you.
of,
They ask about you all the time.
you know, uh, whatever. The boys are 3-5 on the year, looking at 3-6 with this Indiana game coming up on Saturday. Again, I've said it before. We are a very talented team, and we have plenty of talent to stay with these teams, as we saw in the first half against Ohio State. But they're just better. I honestly don't think anyone's going to beat Ohio State this year. They have
They're
two
good.
all-pro wide receivers on their team, not just all Americans, but like all pros. Jeremiah Smith and Carnell Tate. So that was kind of 17-14 at halftime against Ohio State, and then it wasn't. Final scores 38-17, 38-14. So that's all I really want to talk about with Penn State football and the playoff rankings.
Mhm.
I'm sure we can touch on them, but I don't have many thoughts on it. Got our first swim meet this weekend. Like I said, it's a whole weekend thing. Mason now wants to read books a night. like,
Oh, I know how
oh
that
God.
goes. Yep.
He Mia's a great reader. Like she's fine. She breezes through it, all good. He like every word has to be like perfectly announced, and
Hmm.
like 2 weeks ago, we had the same bedtime routine every night. Like people who are listening who have kids understand this. Like we had the same bedtime routine for the last fucking 8 years since Mia first came home. Um, and we read both books. Read books to both of them, and then that's it. But now Mason, like 2 weeks ago, he was like, "No, don't read to me. Like we're good. We have a handshake, dap up, and like he's doing whatever." Now we've gone from the opposite end of the spectrum where he wants to read to us, and it's like he's reading like comic books. Mia's reading like novels. He's reading like comic books. My
Hmm.
mom, like he's sick, so like I give him a little pass. But my man is the slowest reader on earth, bro. And he's good
And
at reading. He knows the words. He just can't like boom, 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 boom. Just like he can't get the word. His body just can't get the words out like we can,
yeah.
obviously, or like Mia can. Um, but it's just like the dog crossed the rit, rit, river. Like, and it's like,
And you want to do it for them,
dog,
but you
just say
can't.
the word, man. I know you can do it. Just say the word quicker, please.
Yeah.
So I know I texted you, said I'll be good for 8:30, and then I was like, all right, a few more minutes because Mason, my man's slow.
Yep. I saw that.
But then I
Yeah.
went to Mia's room and she was like, all right, we're good. Do a chapter, we gone. So
Yeah.
yeah.
It's funny because I was bringing up my dad before he got on the show. I remember when I first learned how to write my name in cursive or write things in cursive. So of course you want to challenge people. So I go up against my dad saying like, "Oh, I bet I can write my name faster than you." And you're just writing like this slow.
Yeah.
Dad's like, "All
Yeah.
right, we're done.
Yeah.
What are we doing
Yeah.
here?"
Well, yeah. Uh-huh.
But
Levels
that's
to
how
the
it goes
shit.
to reading. Yeah, there's levels to the shit. And it's funny you brought that up because before we go into anything with the quick slants or college football, I do want to bring up a story that we talked about before, Steven. You probably know where I'm going with this. And biggest shout out in the world to our man, French Montana, because he is engaged to the Princess of Dubai. You
That's
know what that
crazy.
means,
Yeah.
Steven? This man don't got to do anything
Good
ever
man.
again.
He
Like, he
dropped
is good.
he hit his peak already.
He did.
Like he's good, bro. Like he dropped some absolute bangers. Bangers
Hmm.
we still listen to this day.
Yep.
I just listened to Mac and Cheese 3 the other day. Um,
See?
and like he's good, bro. Like he went through his rough patches in his life, came to the trials and
Hmm.
tribulations, dropped bangers in the early 2010s and was out.
Hmm.
And he's good. He's like, as long as he doesn't screw this up, he's got
He
world
don't.
class security. He's got like nothing to worry about. Like,
Hmm.
what are the odds like anyone like tries anything? Probably not, right? Because that he's gonna
Dog.
be again elite world class security. He's good.
Yeah.
He's good. He's
How do
what?
you
Like,
even?
is he? 40. I couldn't even begin to tell you how old French Montana is.
Dog, I don't even know how you even get into those circles for you to even have the opportunity to do
Sure.
that. He's 40. You're right.
40.
Spot on.
What
He
what
turns
nationality
41.
is this?
He's Moroccan.
Yes, bingo.
Yeah. But again, how do you even get into those circles at the fact that you had not, if I had the opportunity, yeah, sure, absolutely, I'd take advantage of it. But how do you get into the circle to be around the Princess of Dubai? That's not a circle that you and I are just randomly.
No, it's not.
dropping upon.
It's not what you know. It's who you know.
Exactly. So
And like you and I both know people. You know, like we know people. But like there's levels to the shit.
There's levels to
and
the shit.
we are on the bottom rung of that level compared to French Montana.
Hell yeah.
Never, bro. Never.
No. So the other one that I wanted to bring up, and I wanted your thoughts. Don't even know if you heard about it or saw it, but Tom Brady cloned his dog.
His dog?
Yes. So the dog he currently has is a clone of his prior dog. I think the dog's name was like Luna or something. But yeah, so Tom Brady currently has a clone dog. That's not the first one. Yep. Again, there's levels to the shit because there's no way we can clone our own dog.
Not even that, but like, is this big news? Like, are people talking about this?
Yes, this is not
so
just
like
something
this should be
I brought up.
It's just like I haven't seen this yet. When did this drop? Because this is like the cloning dogs. What does that mean? Like they did it in a machine and the dog came out? Like two of them? What are we talking
essentially,
about here?
So what happened is Bleacher Report reported 8 hours ago said Tom Brady revealed that his current dog Junie is a clone of his late dog Lua, who died in December 2023. The dogs were cloned by Colossal Biosciences, a biotech company that Brady is an investor in, using blood collected prior to Lua's death.
What? That's wild, dude. Yeah. No, okay. We can't go down this wormhole right now. We don't have the time for this. We'll get back to that. We'll talk about this offline, bro, because I have so many questions, and you're gonna have no answers. But we can have a dialogue at least. We can have a dialogue about this because this needs to be talked about way more than it is. But anyway.
So that was that part. The next thing I want to bring up is what's up with the quick slants for this week going into Indiana?
Nothing. Nothing. I'll put the episode out by the Wednesday or Thursday, tomorrow or Thursday. I barely talked about the Ohio State game. Barely going to talk about Indiana. The only thing I will say that I do want to see is like when these situations happen and players or coaches get fired, the season goes downhill, whatever. Who's at my house? Hold on a second.
Nope.
You're doing this live. There's someone at my house, but ooh, DoorDash, wrong house. Doing it live, bro. So, damn it. What was I say? Oh yeah, the only thing I want to see on Saturday against Indiana is when these situations happen, coach get fired or just the team season goes south in general, players will sit out, intend to transfer, whatever. We've seen like the commitments happen, but like current players will sit out the rest of the year, especially draft eligible guys. We see it with bowl season. We haven't had that happen so far. I think it's like the staff is still there. So I just want to see like the support for like this team. And you always want to see your fan base support the team no matter what. Because like they're the ones that go out there, they're the ones that put the work in, they're the ones dealing with everything. So like, you know what I'm talking about. Like you want to support.
Yeah.
I don't know how much support is given at ODU for the players, but I just want. That one I thought of on the fly. I had to say something. I had to keep it going.
We didn't even do anything to him.
Yeah, I don't know. That one was just I had to say something about it.
Oh, I know. Yeah, so that's it's funny because I was actually going to bring up ODU, but Steven ended up bringing that up because
so I want to see that, but that's it though.
Yeah,
because I have nothing else to say about we're gonna play and get blown out by Indiana.
Yeah, well, don't worry. So on that note, because Steven brought up his team, ODU is 6-3, but I don't want to talk about that yet. I want to end up talking about the World Series. and Game 7. So I have a buddy at work. As soon as we get to work, we both just look at each other and it's like, you know what time it is. We're talking about the World Series. Did you watch Game 7?
Of course, yes. Whole game.
Of course.
Whole game.
So watch the whole thing, and I'll narrate this super fast because watched every single inning of it, start to finish. Tried to text a bunch of people about it. Other people like, what are you doing on your phone? I was like, this is one of the biggest games. They also had bases loaded multiple times. But it started off with Bichetti in the third hitting a 3-run home run. As soon as I saw that, I said, oh shit, we might actually be onto something right now for the Blue Jays. And then it went downhill so fast. And anyone that knows baseball knew it was going to go downhill starting in like the 4th and the 6th. Because in the 4th, Teoscar Hernandez hit a sacrifice fly. Will Smith scored. I said, shit, that's 1 run. When they hit the first run, I said, there's really nothing we're about to do with this. Then Edmund, sacrifice fly, Mookie Betts scored. I said, this shit is 3-2. Like, they're not really about to do this. Jimenez ended up doubling. Then it was 4-2. I said, all right, you got your space. And then Muncy hit the home run. And I said, you just knew it was going to happen. Then Rojas hit the home run. You knew what time it was. It was just going to happen. But we stopped in the 9th. You have bases loaded with 1 out. And they found a way to get out of that situation. You know who did? Not just any pitcher. It was Yoshi Yamamoto. How in the hell did he not just get out of that inning, but he went 3-0 in the World Series?
And he did that on what, like a day's rest?
If that. If
he came in forward.
Yes.
That was probably look, I'm not a baseball historian by any stretch, but I've obviously, as a fan, watched all the World Series that I can. This might have been the best one that I've seen in a long time. Not to be the person of the moment type of thing, but like that's kind of what we do. But I mean, and I'll get to this. I get to this in a second. But that 9th inning was unbelievable baseball, incredible game.
It was.
The catch outfield.
He jumped over his own man.
Like those types of plays. I mean, it was just like great baseball, like great plays made left and right. I'm really tired of Blue Jays fans though about it. Better team didn't win. That's not how this works. Like that's not how sports works. And I saw some people talking about championships aren't decided with the scoreboard. Like this team played with heart. No, that's not. No. It is absolutely decided by a scoreboard. That is how it's played. It's best of 7. The Blue Jays had so many chances to win the World Series.
100%.
That played the plate, like incredible play, bro. Closest play, like
Inches.
In sports, like in a very, very long time. Like on that type of stage. But Blue Jays fans, you're on my list. And my whole feed is that now. Blue Jays fans. So I'm going to target them left and right and just take them down one by one. I hate fans like that, dude. They're like talking about like the salary cap and it's bad for baseball. It's like, no, bro, like your team was great. You made it to World Series and your players didn't make plays when they needed to. You had plenty of chances to win that World Series and you didn't. So like, it's not like, they're like happy with second place. I saw someone complain that they weren't going to have a parade for how good of a season they had. What are you talking about?
Yeah, they're going to do something.
What is that? That's like when UCF claimed a national title in like 2019 or something like that when they went 13-0 and didn't get a national title. Like that's not how.
Yeah.
There. I know that's not. No. You don't get a ring for that or a banner or whatever. But yes, overall, absolutely phenomenal World Series. The ratings were through the roof too.
Yeah,
which is expected, right? Like it has to be with the star power that's in the World Series. Yes,
hell yeah. So usually I was contemplating which baseball jerseys this year I was going to end up getting. It'll probably be got to support the Yankees. I'll get a Jazz Chisholm and then probably either Vladdy or George Springer.
Hell yeah! I mean, I need. How do I not have a George Springer jersey?
I know
how do I not have that one? I need to get one.
Other part. Did you see did we talk about this? The hotel rooms that are in the outfield?
Yeah, at the Blue Jays stadium?
Yeah.
Yeah, crazy, right?
Could you just imagine being there for Game 7?
No.
Just vibing in your own place.
Vibing, chilling.
So
Like
you ain't even got to
you can
leave.
do whatever you want, dude. Do whatever you want.
Hell
You're
yeah.
in a hotel room.
As soon as the game ends, you can just close the windows and just go back to life. Whereas everyone else has to figure a way to get out. But what I will bring up is Will Smith has 6 championships. Did you know that? 6 straight championships. That's the big thing.
Bro, this is like it's the same thing because like of like the longevity of it, but that's like LeBron going to 8 straight finals and like air and like 4 Olympics, you know, and like doing like that's like it's like the wear and tear on Will Smith, and he's like a good player, like a good hitter. But for him to be a catcher, bro, a catcher. It's not like he's a left fielder. He is a catcher. Pitcher would kind of be the same thing as well. But he's a catcher, bro. My man has been squatting for the last 6 years.
Yeah.
Like
full season.
Full season, 160 plus games when you count the playoffs. And his team has gone to the World Series every single year.
Every single time. It hasn't been the same team. That's the part people don't understand.
Yeah.
This is almost some Robert Ory shit where you're just always winning different teams.
Like in sports, there's like mental like toughness and like mental like strength that you got to have. Like Yamamoto coming in on however many hours rest, basically. And like doing what he did mentally to like take care of business when he had to. And then Will Smith being able to catch, like to do that for 6 straight years and like different squads, different organizations, different like parts of the globe. Oh my God. That's so intense, dude. That's so intense. But good for him. Fucking shout out, dude. Like, what are the odds, right?
Braves, Astros, Dodgers, Rangers.
That is unbelievable.
He left the Dodgers, came back to the Dodgers, and won again.
That is unbelievable. Like, good for
you know how much money you could have made if you just bet every single year whatever team Will Smith was on was going to win. Like, you would be sitting on great money.
You'd be good, dude. You'd be good. That's crazy. Good for him.
So that's the part I want to bring up over there. We're going to go into the next topic, finishing up with the MLB and now going into the NBA, because we have some unfinished business we have to talk about. But before we get into the unfinished business, have you been hearing about the little rumblings of the different teams that potentially might be eligible or up for relocation?
No, this is new to me as well.
Yep. So the 2 teams that they were saying, but when I bring it up, it'll be a little obvious.
Let me guess the teams.
All right.
Let me guess.
All right.
East Conference or Western Conference? Are they both the same?
Same.
Same. Eastern Conference or Western?
Western.
Western Conference. Damn. I'm gonna say Sacramento and Phoenix.
No and no. They both have decent markets. Yep.
Thunder?
One of them, no. How are they gonna move? They just won a championship.
Trailblazers.
No, they have a great fan base.
Grizzlies?
Yes, that is one.
In the East. Put them in the East.
So
I mean, and
they're
Pelicans.
saying yes, the Pelicans and the Grizzlies. And they're saying because the Grizzlies, essentially how they were there, if you look at the makeup of their team, they've started trading away all their players, trading away a lot of stuff. It's not the team that it used to be. The fan base isn't really what it is. The city doesn't feel as though it is really what it should have been. Some people feel they were tricked with this whole thing. Ja Morant is saying that he lost his joy of playing. So Ja Morant, they might try and end up trading, but they're saying that his value is so low right now. It's just crazy. Whereas Ja Morant was potentially going to be the face of the league.
I was just going to say, we had the conversation a couple years ago of him potentially being the face of the NBA.
And it fell off so fast. They were in first place in the NBA as well. They were first place in the West, and also the Pelicans. First off, you named your team the Pelicans. They're not even technically the team that was originally there. If everyone remembers the origin, it started in Charlotte. Charlotte went to New Orleans. They said, oh, we need a team back in Charlotte. Let's make the Bobcats. But also let's have the New Orleans team, the Pelicans. Zion is not doing what he's supposed to do. I guess New Orleans does not have that strong fan base. So they're not saying it'll happen right now, but they did say both of those leases with those arenas and it will expire in this decade. So we only have 5 years left. So they're saying within 5 years, there could be something that happens to either one of them. Of course, the team, the cities that they brought up, were Seattle, because Seattle's going to get a team at some point. So Seattle, if you can just stay alive for 10 years at least, you're going to get a team. The other one is Vegas. Promise you, they're going to get a team. Who's going to own the team? LeBron. So those two areas are definitely going to get teams. It's just dependent on, will they do it in an expansion role, or will they end up doing it in just relocating these two teams out of their areas? The shitty part about that is, if you relocate, the fans that were there, they're just, I don't know what you do. There's no teams around Memphis. I promise you, there are not that many teams around Memphis that they can then support.
Bro, that's it's different when like it's a football team because of how many games it is, right? Like you have what 40 plus games during the wintertime.
Yes.
So like these people in Memphis, like the winter happens in Memphis and they're gonna be pissed. Shit in the wintertime. They're gonna just be in Memphis cold.
A damn thing.
And not watching basketball. That sucks, dude.
Nothing.
That sucks.
Yeah. There's the team they're gonna support then is the Memphis Tigers more, and that's college. So they have that. The other part, Steven, that I wanted to bring up on the NBA side, do you pay attention at all to the draft order and draft caps and stuff of that nature that different teams have? No, cool. Sounds great. Because what I want to bring up is the San Antonio Spurs are essentially racing with the OKC Thunder. So everyone knows about the draft capital that the OKC Thunder have. They're set for damn near the whole decade at the amount of picks that they have. The other team that's in that situation is going to the San Antonio Spurs. So a lot of people know they have Dylan Harper, they have Stephon Castle, they have Devin Vassell, and then they also have Victor Wembanyama. Do they have De'Aaron Fox? Yes, but he's just going to drift off in the sun. The reason why I say that is they own the rights to one of the Atlanta Hawks picks. If anyone remembers what just happened, Trae Young is injured, and they have to reevaluate him. If the Atlanta Hawks essentially just go to shits this season, the Spurs will get their pick. They are saying that there could be a chance the Spurs could get Sir Boozer. Cam Boozer, not Caden Boozer. And they said if they're able to create that, they have a solid foundation and a team that's there. You're building around. The OKC Thunder had the Utah Jazz's pick. So if the Jazz shit the bed as well, right now, both of them have top 10 lottery odds. So that's really just wild. You can guess who has the number one odds. Yep, you guessed it, the Nets. And then the number 2 odds are the Pelicans, but the Pelicans don't even own their own pick. It would go to the Hawks. So that's how it goes. And then for anyone that's wondering who has the third best odds, yes, you absolutely guessed it. It is going to be the Wizards every single year. And what do they do with it? Not shit.
Dude, the Pacers are 1-6, Wizards are 1-6, Nets are 0-7.
Yeah.
Pelicans are 0-7. Dallas Mavericks are 2-5. For reference, though, the Hawks right now are 3-4, so they can very well just start going the other way.
Yeah. One thing I will say about the Mavericks, no one should be concerned about this. It depending on the teams that they played, it's a whole new team. Klay Thompson would rather be with Megan Thee Stallion than actually being on the court. So them being 2-5, I'm not too concerned yet. The Celtics, we knew it was going to happen. Memphis, I just gave you a whole synopsis on that. And then the Kings. Westbrook is having one of his better seasons, they're saying, this year, but he's on a non-guaranteed minimum contract, yet he's averaging 18 points. For what it's worth. Yeah, shout out for that. But that's the main thing I wanted to bring up on that side. We want to go into the thing. I gave him enough time to end up creating his 2. So I'll give you guys the starters, and then he'll be able to provide you with his bench players. So with our challenge, his starters are Steph Curry, Kevin Durant, Cade Cunningham, Austin Reeves, who, when you look at it right now, is an excellent decision, and Zion Williamson, which, if you look at it right now, I don't know. But who are your bench players?
So I told you we came on that these guys are borderline starters. I think they both have started at different times. At least one of them did. But now this season they're on the bench. Buddy Hield on Golden State.
Ooh, yep, good.
And Naz Reid up in Minnesota.
Oh, okay, yep.
Naz Reid is always good for a handful of those like 20 to 30, 25, 30 point games every now and then, right? So yeah, I got Buddy Hield and Nas Reed.
Okay. So just to round it out, on my side, I had Tyrese Maxey, Anthony Edwards, Franz Wagner, Giannis Antetokounmpo, Victor Wembanyama, and then VJ Edgecombe and Cedric Coward. I don't really know how the Cedric Coward is going to play out with how shit is going, but VJ Edgecombe looks like he's about to be one of their promising pieces.
Edwards is out, but your big guys are carrying the squad because Maxey and Giannis are the top 2 leading scorers in the league.
Yeah,
and Wemby is like 6. So, damn, good picks.
Yeah. So that's how that side goes. We don't really have too much on the NBA side right now. That usually, I would say, late December, January is when things ramp up a little bit, and then after the All-Star break, that's when it does take off more. One thing I will end up leaving off with the NBA side is it's really interesting seeing the pregame shows all compete for who has the best, and you can absolutely tell Amazon took it to another level with all of their analytics that they end up having. Fun fact for anyone that doesn't know, ever since Bam Adebayo and them were on, they have not really won a game. So some people are saying you gave away the script when you were on there with Udonis Haslem, Norman Powell. We'll see how that goes. The other side is NBC is really doing good when it comes to their presentation, player introductions, and showing us everything. The point that ESPN is now having to ramp up their game. All ESPN has is really inside the NBA. And you look at it, TNT was not going to be able to compete with any of this.
Yeah, I just don't think ESPN is taking a turn. Programming sucks. I'll watch Monday Night Football, but I won't watch the pregame stuff. I don't watch any. I watch College Game.
I don't watch pregame. Yeah,
it's some College Game Day is. I watch a lot of the college football stuff, but I don't watch anything else. Like I don't give a shit about the pregame stuff anymore. It's annoying, but some surprises this week in the NFL. Speaking of that, I was looking at the NFL schedule, but I was thinking about the NBA for a second. Sorry.
Yeah,
we are way too early. It's usually Christmas time when things start to ramp up with the Christmas Day games, all that kind of good stuff. So I think we should do the player updates 2 weeks.
In 2 weeks?
Right before Thanksgiving. Point totals, all that kind of good. And standings, give it 20, it's gonna be maybe.
Yeah. So I want to go over college football really quick, then we'll go into the NFL side of things. Just listen to the top 25 because I do have comments. Number 1 is Ohio State. Their wide receivers are sensational. They were showing Marvin Harrison Jr. and then also Jackson Smith and Jigba, and they said it's crazy because the best of that group is actually a sophomore right now in college still. That's how much people love Jeremiah Smith. Number 2 is Indiana. 3 is Texas A&M. When I get to 11, you'll understand this. 4, Bama. 5, Georgia. 6, Mr. Kiffin's team. 7 is BYU. I told you guys this a lot of times, and shout out to John at my job. He's told me so much about BYU. They have stupid money, and they're finally able to pay all these people. If you look at, I saw this online, the college basketball team for BYU, they said it essentially looks like Norfolk State. If anyone doesn't know what Norfolk State is, that's a HBCU. So you have all these players, all this talent now at BYU because they can throw money at them. Like the Mormon money is different. And that's what they're really using over there. 8 is Texas Tech, 9 is Oregon, 10 is Notre Dame, 11 is Texas. That Texas and Texas A&M game is going to be stupid expensive if this keeps up. Arch Manning found his way, so you have that happening. Texas A&M is not losing right now. So 3-11, if it keeps up even another week, this could be a top 10 matchup. All Texas has to do is win because they're trying to get back into the playoff conversation. 12, you have Oklahoma, and that's a crazy one because when they had the Red River rivalry between Texas and Oklahoma, Texas won that one. And now they're just neck and neck. 13, you have University of Utah. 14, you have UVA, which that's insane to see them. Good for them, that high up. 15, you have Louisville. 16, Vandy after the loss. 17, Georgia Tech. 18, Miami. They've just started taking losses. 19, USC. 20, Iowa. I guess they're just going to be up there. 21, Michigan. 22, Mizzou. Washington. 23. I won't say 24. 25 is Tennessee. Last part that I want to talk about college football, then we'll go to the NFL side of things. If you have not listened to Steven's quick slants recently, whether he's been answering questions for people that ended up sending him different questions, or even him just doing a recap each and every week, please do that. If you listen to the questions, he really gave in-depth answers on everything from anyone that ended up messaging him in different questions. So listen to quick slants and tune into those because you'll gain a lot of insight in terms of how he feels the rest of the season's going to go and going into some of the stuff that's happened with James Franklin's firing and what they're going to do going forward. Now, final thing before we go to the NFL, have you been hearing what's happened at LSU?
Yeah, I've been paying attention.
Funniest situation I've ever heard in my life because first off, Coach Kelly got fired, and then they ended up coming out that the athletic director is the same one that hired Jimbo Fisher over at Texas A&M. He also hired Kelly to the point the governor said, yeah, this man is not hiring anybody else for us. Yeah. And then athletic director is gone. So that's the wild thing. The governor said, yeah, you're not doing this shit to us again, and you're going to be out of there, buddy. And he's gone. So who the hell knows what's going to happen there? But you have prime openings for a lot of these coaches. You have Penn State, you have Florida, you have LSU. Arkansas isn't a great opportunity, but it is for somebody out there. Of course, you have UCLA has an opening that's there too. They're going to be pulling from the NFL, probably coordinators. They're going to pull from other D1 schools. And who knows? We don't even know what's going to happen with Colorado. With Deion Sanders, that team's some shit right now. So that might be another opening. We really don't know where these different coaches are going to end up. So that's something to stay tuned about. But you guys didn't come here for that. You came here to talk about the NFL picks and week 10 of the season that's coming up. If we look back at week 9, it was not our greatest week that we had. I went 8-6. Steven went 9-5. The Jags did win in an insane game, but mad props to Cam Little on hitting the longest field goal in history.
Crazy.
But if anyone watched the preseason games, he was doing it then. So he just ended up doing what he was going to do before. This is very different than when Urban Meyer was the coach of the Jaguars and he was kicking the kickers. But now you have Cam Little that's doing this. Going into week 10, Raiders, Broncos. Which way are you going? That was a fast one.
Broncos. Fuck the Raiders.
I have the Broncos on that one. The only thing that's good on the Raiders is Brock Bowers. Nothing else really matters. Next one, Falcons, Colts.
Colts. You know they lost to the Steelers.
Yeah.
Did not see.
It'll be a
big pickup with Sauce Gardner.
2 first-round picks for him.
Huge, bro.
Yeah, that's really big. Yo, Jim Irsay passed away. His daughter said, I got this. We're going to be fine. Yeah, so that helps the defense a lot. Someone said, is Sauce Gardner really that person? He's really good, but it's a great piece to have for that defense too. And he's in a new situation. Whenever these players leave a suck-ass team, they do really well in their other team. Giants, Bears. Giants don't really have anybody at this point.
No, man, there's some shit. I'm going the Bears.
I'm going with the Bears too. Caleb Williams and that team is finding it. Big ups to Colston Loveland for the game that he had last week. Yeah. Bills, Dolphins.
Speaking of some shit, are fucking they are some shit, dude. There's some shit we haven't seen in a while. They're so dysfunctional right now. It's crazy. I'm going the Bills.
Oh, I got the Bills in this one. Browns, Jets.
Well, speaking of more shit, Jets are just giving away guys.
Quinnen Williams gone too.
And going to Dallas. I guess I'll take the Browns.
So I have the Browns in this. The only thing that I do feel bad for the Jets are Aaron Glenn just became the head coach. And my guy, he might just only last this season. I don't know what they have.
Right.
Yeah, which sucks. Like they gave you one chance and this. But hey, if you get fired, you about to get money. That's all I'm going to say. You'll get dumb money on that side, but that's not – you don't rip up a team when you just got a new head coach because you're not going to allow him to be there to build the team back up. Next one, which is going to be a really good game, Patriots, Bucks.
I'll go Bucks.
So this is going to be crazy because I'm going with the Patriots. And it's only because Pats have been looking good with some of the teams that they've been playing. Drake May's finding his own in the offense, so we'll see if that continues. Next one, Saints, Panthers.
Man, Saints are also some dog shit. Panthers
Yes.
are not much better. I know they beat the Packers, but they're not much better. I'm so I'll go with the Panthers on that one.
I got the Panthers. There's nothing we need to say about the Saints. Next one is a great one, man. Jags and Texans.
Man, fuck the Jags, but I gotta pick the Jags.
Fuck the Jags. I definitely have to go with the Texans, although they laid the hell out of CJ Stroud.
They did, yes.
That they call it a concussion. There's much more to that. Next one, Cardinals Seahawks, and Jacoby Brissett is going to be the starter because Kyler Murray, they said, might take 4 to 8 weeks to heal up. Some people say it's just a benching, but that's what they said.
Wow. I'm gonna go with the Seahawks. I really hope that Marvin Harrison Jr. has 200 yards and Jackson Smith-Njigba has 200 yards. I hope it's like a battle between those two. But I'm going to the Seahawks.
Did you see who was it? No, that wasn't that game. Well, it was. So JSN, he got wide the hell open on one side, and then you had Horton that was open on the other. It didn't really matter. Like the Commanders team was just some shit in that game. Seahawks are looking good. Cardinals, they need to find their stride a little bit more. I know they've been doing better with Jacoby Brissett compared to when they had Kyler Murray. I got the Seahawks in this one. Next one, and I'll say something in a little bit. Rams 49ers.
I'll go with the Rams, I guess.
I don't know who the quarterback's going to be for the 49ers. Mac Jones has been doing good, but they're saying Brock Purdy is still a little hurt. Anyone that listens to the podcast for the past 4 to 5 years knows that every other year I draft Christian McCaffrey. Whenever I draft Christian McCaffrey, he gets injured. Whenever I don't draft him, my man is elite. And this year, he wants to be sensational. Steven, he didn't even play last year. Like, he just
he's got
a year off.
He's got jelly calves, and he's having a pro season.
Yeah. So I don't know what's going to happen next year, but for this year, he's been doing good. George Kittle doesn't even have to do as much. Next one, Lions Commanders.
Commander season is toast. I am going with the Lions.
Did you see Jaden Daniels' injury?
Fortunately, yes. That was pretty tough to watch.
It was rough to see. Did you see Luke McCaffrey's injury?
I did. That wasn't as bad, but still pretty bad.
Did you see the cornerback's injury?
No.
You didn't see Marshawn Lattimore's injury? Good.
No.
Consider yourself. Yeah, he tore his ACL. So they, in one game, their season's over.
Done.
That's really how it goes. Next one, we have the Steelers and the Chargers.
Oh man, I don't know. Steelers defense looked really good. Caused a bunch of turnovers. Got to Daniel Jones. Offense looked, decent when they needed to. Was great, but fuck, I'm going Steelers.
Yeah,
this is gonna be a week-to-week thing for me. I think with the Steelers now.
It will. I got the Steelers. Final game of the week: Eagles Packers.
I'm gonna go with the Packers.
Wow. Okay.
I'm gonna go with the Packers. I know they lost to the Panthers. They played dog shit. The Panthers had 100 yards passing and they still won, which is nuts. That is unbelievable when you think about the NFL today.
Yeah.
A team having 100 yards passing, they won. That tells you how shit the Packers was.
Yeah.
But I think this is one of those games that the Eagles lose along the way. That doesn't mean much to them, but I'm gonna go with the Packers. It's in Lambeau.
Yeah.
Packers need a bounce back game. Eagles had a bye week. I'm gonna go with the Packers though.
So for all the reasons that Steven said, I'm going to choose the Eagles. The other part that I want to say this about is the NFC East is done. Like the Eagles won it, and they don't even have to try. You have the Commanders who are done. The Giants don't have a team. The Cowboys, look at the games that they lose. So the Eagles they can walk to the finish line, and I can promise you they're going to win. If anybody wants to bet, not financial advice, but absolutely financial advice, anyone wants to bet $15 to $30 on the Eagles winning the NFC East, it's probably minus 400 odds right now because all the other teams are gone. But I have the Eagles in that one. Closing up, what you got?
Like I said with the start, Mason's got his first swim meet this weekend, which he's doing. It's a whole weekend thing. He's doing a 50-meter freestyle and a 25-meter freestyle, and then also doing a 50-meter breaststroke and backstroke. So
Mm.
we start that early on Saturday morning, and then back
Wow.
at it early Sunday morning as well. So shout out to the homie. This is
Shout out.
his first and like doing his off-season swimming. So we'll see how that goes. So we'll report back next week on how the results are.
Yeah, please do. We're gonna hope for positive vibes, no toots or anything out there, and get through it in one piece. I got two things that we'll end up bringing up. The first one is, so I talk about my guy Jeff at work
Jeff,
a good
yeah,
amount. So
yes.
Jeff had a new thing. So it was me and the president talking, and Jeff comes in. He just like barges in, interrupts, and he was like, "Oh, I got to talk to you about the laptop." So he leaves. Jeff comes back. He said, "Hey, I gotta apologize for just barging in, but then I thought about it. I'm the most important person here. I'm the IT person. So I get to
Come on, Jeff. That's not how it works, bro.
Come
on,
I
Jeff.
get to end up just coming in here. And I said, I don't really think that's how this ends up working out. Yeah. So that was one side of it. The other side is just got to give a shout out and a happy birthday to one of the homies. It's their birthday today.
Shout out.
It's also election day for some people out there.
Of course.
Until next time, we out.
Peace.